you doing with the full moon in Scorpio? Are you dealing with your shit that's happening right now? So the moon is opposite the sun in Taurus. In the elements, these are a water and earth combination, so feelings and sensation are coming to light in consciousness, which is strongly felt inwardly and downwardly, meaning that this is a time to dig into your emotional nature. Scorpio and Taurus are also both fixed signs, which make for stubbornness and resistance, so there's likely to be a prerogative to stick to what's already happening and not change circumstances too much. Now, the sun and the moon are both also aligned to the north node of destiny and the south node of karma, making a further link to the ideas behind self-sacrifice and service. There might be a feeling of giving oneself away, maybe to a greater cause. Again, the nodes are in water and earth signs, which add to the sensitive intuition that can be tangibly picked up on today. Overall, this combination of sun, moon and nodes is to say that one is conscious of solid, grounded, practical and tangible methods in life. There is a need for this in order to move forwards. However, this is being obviously contested by deep-running feelings that are somewhat hidden, yet acutely connected to sensitive intuition. Because there is a natural contrast or a clash, which is the full moon, then stability and persistence must endure to hold and consolidate what is already manifested. Ultimately, there will be fluid movement and change, but it can't quite happen yet, so the overall interior experience is to stay patient with current circumstance and wait for the focus to evolve into something more akin to a natural rather than a forced change. Saying all that, the other planets involved are in fire and air elements, which make for some uplift, creativity and outward expression. The sun in Taurus is answering to attractive Venus in directly assertive Aries, and the moon in Scorpio is answering to solidly proud and confident Mars in Leo. The real key to this whole full moon is recognising that Venus and Mars, relationships, are in a harmonious trine together. So relationships are bound to improve when one understands the firmness or tangible options, the solid ground on which anything can be built. The other planets to bring into this configuration are firstly Mercury in Taurus, making an exact square to Pluto in Aquarius. It can be very difficult to talk about ultimatums and the beginning of ending and things, but talk you must, as communication is key. Then there is Jupiter in Gemini, still whirling around with so many ideas and inspirations that it can be difficult to settle on one particular course of action. Jupiter changes sign in just a few weeks from now, which will calm down the frantic thinking activity that has dominated the last 10 months. Lastly, let's cover Saturn, who is at the absolute last degree of the zodiac, which is 29 degrees Pisces. This is a clear indicator that some long-held pattern is ending, a culmination if you like. So look to what is actually to let go of so that you can move forwards with a new personal commitment over the next year. So, to put all this into context, for the 12 sun signs, or to use your rising sign if you happen to know it, Aries. An attraction has recently lit up your life in a new way, and your desires are being met in a satisfying way as your heart feels the strength of renewal. Money and resources are coming into the picture this full moon, and there's a fairly easy solution, though don't let your plans dig too deep into the future. Try taking one day at a time, because this key new relationship is a good one, and it's going to be vital to develop it steadily and slowly. Taurus. Standing firm, strong and manifesting something productive is what you've known for and recognised as doing. So when someone else comes along who can help you shift your plans, then it all looks very interesting. Keep an eye on what you say, as there might be some extremes to have to deal with. Sometimes someone, although very nice, can really challenge you, especially when they seem to be doing it secretly and you're not being told directly what it is. Gemini. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, but you can suss out all that sort of a vibe. And by using your intuition, you can turn the conversation around to reveal the things you already suspected. There's a good friend who's got plenty of gusto at the moment, and they might be looking to attract you because of your insight. Use social situations to affirm how you will assert yourself and take action. Cancer. The long-term plans for the future seem to contain a lot more than you originally bargained for. But deep down, there's a stirring of personal power that feels rather good. Strategic thinking will help you assess the power of resources available, but remember that love rules all, and ultimately you need to assert how you can make it a focus. There is a possibility of something new, however. What's already known is also a safe option. Leo. Career, reputation and status are writ large, and you have to you have a lot to let go of and to reframe into a new you. It is in fact the old you that never left, but instead recognising that there is room for plenty of good motivations to come forth. You've recently been gallivanting around wide open spaces that show demonstrable love in action, but this requires something to believe in, to have faith in. Then that part of you which makes a great boss will step forwards, hold the reins and do something for the good of all. Virgo, there's something reminding you that you've been through all this before. And the depth of profound thinking is revealing new thoughts and unravelling old beliefs. Still, there's a spirit for a change in a relationship that's going on behind the scenes. And even though the lesson is a hard one to learn, you still have other options to grow into and pursue. Libra, a significant other is getting pretty excited, and you can see that there's a future ahead that's looking very interesting, with strong indications that you can be creative as well. However, the main focus is on the money, making sure that other people are paying up and that you feel valued for what you do. Scorpio, your partner is clearly showing you important considerations, and although you remain resolute and determined to win, you must agree that what you do together is enjoyable, even as your reputation and status requires working on at the moment. Meanwhile, there are others who enjoy working with you and are attracted to your tried and tested methods, so look out for good connections that are worth pursuing. Sagittarius, the job is requiring much focus, and you also need to make sure that your health is being looked after. At work, people can see you are at your best when you turn it into a creative journey and are allowed to express yourself freely. This is what makes it all bearable and more fun. There's less drudgery that way. Capricorn, what a lot of people see as vital skills with practical application, you see as a creative expression. Tuning yourself into the needs of a group of friends shows you that there's a lot more possible than you originally thought. Communications remains a key topic. There's something about you being drawn towards, to learn about and experience from, and once you've got it, your ambitions will generate you more resources. Aquarius, it could well be the time to think about moving, even though being resolutely placed and building that reliable foundation is so important and can't be disturbed. However, it appears to be as good as it seems, then why not talk about it with your closest friends and loved ones? They have some solid advice to deliver that will fire you up in ways you haven't thought about in a while. And finally, Pisces. If you're questioned by someone about your faith and beliefs, you have a good answer to give them. Keep working at improving your personal values, as there's good development with co-workers or employees who give you a sense of direction and help you with personal assertion. So there you have it, folks. That's your weekly almanac with your 12 sun signs, or your rising signs. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is a new experiment I'm doing here. So I'm using all new equipment and new ways, new different softwares, see if I can make a nice system up. And I'll speak to you again soon, I hope. So stay tuned. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.